Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Andrea. Andrea is from Italy, but he lives in England, in the UK. So let's see what Andrea has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello.
Hello, Andrea. How are you?
I'm fine. Wait, and I'm checking everything. Can you hear me properly? I just attached the microphone, so is
Absolutely, I can. Can you hear me as well?
yes, very clear. So, how are you?
I'm very well, very well. Thanks so much for being so kind and take the time for the interview today. Thank you.
No, thanks to you. I mean, I was pleasantly shocked when I saw your interviews because they are very, very kind, very cute, very beautiful. I'm scared to death now.
By the way, thanks so much for your kind words. You literally made my day. I did a screenshot of your lovely message I sent to two of my friends. They were like, "Oh my God, Will, that's so beautiful." Thanks so much for the kind
No,
words. Thank you.
thanks. I mean, thanks to you. I really meant what I say. As you say, obrigado. Is it correct?
Obrigado, yes,
Well, I love Portugal. I like. I mean, you're from Brazil, isn't it?
from Brazil. Yeah, I lived in Portugal actually for a few years
Oh,
before moving
really?
to England. Yeah,
Where, may I ask, if I may
in
ask?
Porto.
Oh, I never been there. I was in Lisboa and all the area around. I fell in love with Portugal, but I have to be honest, between the Portuguese in Portugal and the Portuguese in Brazil, there is no way. The Brazilian accent is incredibly sexier, incredibly musical, and far better. But this is a secret. Well, I mean, he's like the for the Spanish, the South American accent is incredibly more melodious for me. But maybe because I spent my childhood in Buenos Aires, so for me that kind of accent is
I see.
home, is childhood.
I think our accent, I think Brazilian people, we the way we express ourselves, talking, and it's very connected with Italian people. We are very expressive. You know, we talk with our hands. So I think that's a lot of people say that, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big difference.
How do you? I mean, how do you find London? Are you happy there?
I love London. I think London is a good place to be. I meant to be in London. It's
Good.
a great place. Yeah.
I just escaped from London. This is the reason why I thought I asked you. No, I spent 7 years there, and then I fell in love with the countryside, and I
Hmm.
moved north because there is a peace here, and I can create 3 times faster. It's
Wow.
incredible. I love the countryside, so I go in my garden, in the wood, in the on the seaside, and this is my art. I like drawing, doing. I've just released my first graphic novel, so
Uh-huh.
I mean, I love London, but I prefer you.
So tell me where you living right now.
In a little village near Durham,
Okay.
so North Yorkshire, even northern, so between Newcastle and York.
Okay. And so where are you from originally, Andrea?
From Torino, Turin, northwest of Italy.
I see. And how long have you been living in England for?
7 years. From the moment I moved, I stay in London. I always live in northeast London. I like it a lot. But then I said, I need to use the bicycle every day. I want to stay outside everything and the trees. And I fell in love with the countryside. It's so beautiful, so
Yeah,
green. And the
it's beautiful.
cities, I said, okay. I mean, I often in London. If I met you before, I will invite you to my show. I just came from London for a show. Uh,
Really?
yes, it's called Hyde. I will talk. I mean, it's
Next
very
time when
interesting.
yep.
Hmm?
Sorry, no, sorry, carry on.
No, it's a very interesting show. I didn't write the text. Is a friend of mine to hire me to create all the graphic. I do on stage illustration live and animation live. So it means that I create animation on spot and I screen everything with millions of color, very bright on the background. And the story is what I love because it's a story about looking for a heritage, her own heritage. It's an autobiographical piece. She's
Mhm.
mixed race. and she's coming from the Caribbean. So she's looking for her heritage and what it means for her to be mixed race and black and everything, but reconstructing the history, the tragic history of xenophobia and racism through legends coming from all over the world.
Wow.
It's very, very nice. So I use the metaphor of the fairy tale to tell something and it's tough. I love it.
Amazing. And the next time when you have another show, just let me know. I'd love to come to see for sure.
Absolutely. No, I would like to stay in touch because I really love what you do. So, but I don't want to, I just wanted to have 5 minutes to talk with you, to know you better before going in panic attack and you move to, I don't know the question, please, I haven't studied. But it's your life, Andrea. I don't remember anything. You know?
I'm sure you're going to do very well. All the questions are very friendly and very, very respectful, so you'll be fine. So yes, as I already start talking about your career as an artist, illustrator, and author as well. So walk me through a little bit about your career, how everything started.
Everything started with an accident. With something that didn't happen. It was not an accident. I wanted to go to the Columbia University to take my PhD in philosophy of language because I wanted to research computer science and language. And my idea was the Frankenstein, make a computer talk and understand language. Anyway, but I didn't have the money to go there. So I started working. And while working, I started to write my own books, illustrating them. I started painting, animating. And at the end, I never did the PhD. I never applied. Because my road started to meandering. I started to have very big exhibition going outside my country. And then I left everything because, my country, to go to the States for 3 months, traveling all around to screen my first film, part animation, part real action, plus my first tarot deck, the first book I ever created, so complex. What I did, or what I've been doing is the visual parallel of what Terry Pratchett did. He created Disco War with this beautiful set of books, and I'm creating with animation, books, histories, animations, and a lot of crazy stuff.
Wow. And why did the move from London, from Italy to London, to England?
Because in Italy, life for an artist was very, very, very tough. I work with galleries that refuse to publish my work, to sell my paintings, because I moved from color to black and white, and I was famous for my colors. Then I wanted to create animations and create magical books, very strange books. Imagine having an exhibition when part is paintings or inkswork or whatever, part is an animation, and parts are props that you can use and interact. And they were absolutely contrary to that. So I started to work with museums instead of galleries, galleries of art. And then I translate everything in English and I launch myself in a bigger stage.
Wow.
And I never came back. I prefer my freedom. Yeah, I'm completely free to do whatever I want.
Wow, amazing. Very good. So through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your life overall, okay?
Yep.
Amazing. Andrea, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Absolutely, yeah. I want to say absolutely not, but yes, let's do it.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this is my best friend. Okay? From the fun questions, I'm just going to play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Yep. I love musical people. I am very similar. I have music in my veins, so I understand. So as you see, I cannot stay motionless.
Let's do it.
This is my face. I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Right, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay, perfect. I'm absolutely ready.
Amazing. First question for you is, when have you been the most happy?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, this is such a question. I don't know, because I live in an almost state of bliss. Every time I create something, I'm in the zone. I live in my world and I'm incredibly happy. Every time I go out of the world, of my world, I'm less happy. I'm still happy, but less. So it's a strange question.
Amazing. And you always had this personality of being very approachable, happy?
Yeah, I think so. I try to be as positive, as more positive as I can. So I learn to be positive in tragic circumstances. My mother passed away after a very long disease, very horrible, very, very painful for her, for me. And so from that moment, I guess I learned to live every single moment fully, because it will never come back. So whatever I have to say, I say it. Whatever I want to do it, I do it. I try to dare more and more. Of course, it's not easy, and I'm not managed to do it every time. I mean, as you know, going out of your comfort zone is a challenge. Every day is a big
It is
challenge, but I try to stay to the challenge.
amazing. Very good. And that's what makes life exciting.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Andrea from Italy. Next question is, would you rather be visible or be able to fly? And what would you do?
Fly. Absolutely fly. Because in this way, I can span my wings and fly all over the world. I will be in every single places. My regret is that one life is not enough to see every single country in the world, to taste every single food, to experience everything. So definitely I will fly.
Let's say that you have the superpower of flying right now. Where would you fly at right this moment?
I think Asia, because it's a big mystery for me. I've never been there, and I would like to. So it's something that is completely different from my culture, from everything. And so I'm attracted by everything is completely different from what I know, I experience. So yeah, I think I will go to Asia. I guess Thailand. I've a splendiferous friend of mine, and he's half Dutch, half Thai, that every time he talk me about Chiang Mai, I say, you have to come here, you have to come here. So I think I will go and visit him.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Before the next question, tell me about your book, the Book of Shadows, yeah? The one you showed at the beginning. So
Yeah.
tell me, when the idea came along, walk me through a little bit of the journey.
Oh, the idea came many years ago, and then I developed little by little. It took shape in my head. The idea is, what if the first tarot ever created were found in London? And we discovered that they discovered it was created by an alchemist. So I created a parallel world with a film, a mockumentary, an animation, a graphic novel, an illustrated book, and a deck of tarot cards to recreate this fictional world. So is that. It took me something like 3 years to create everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is, what is your funniest memory of a date that you had?
This, I don't know. It's a lot of time that I'm thinking about dating and my date. I think the funniest moment is always when you don't understand that someone that I think the funniest, yes, I guess, yes, I have a very funny one. A friend of mine, I tried to seduce him and he tried to seduce me. And we were presented by another friend of ours, but I thought he was not interested in me. And he thought I was not interested in him. After something like 15 years watching television together with other friends, he made a report that I refuse him. And I said, I refuse you, you refuse me. So we discovered that we wanted to date, but we never got the right thing. So we started laughing and madman. After 12 years or something like that, 15 years, I mean, he's still one of my best friends, but now the time is gone, so it's okay.
And one person to go on a date with you, what this person must have and must not have?
I like funny people, bright, bright people, funny people. I want to be entertained mentally. I really need, the relationship for me always start here and then in the art. I really like to share ideas, share moments, creativity together. For me, it's really, really important to be able to share my inner world, so my art, what I'm creating, with someone that can understand and live in my same fantasy. So this is the reason why I guess my boyfriend is another artist. So
Oh, really? He's Italian as well or not?
no, he's an American. I told you, I love everything. It is completely different for me. It's Afro-American, a dancer, and a photographer.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
14 years, and we live in two different countries. So good.
Very good. Next question. Hey, Andrea. Next question is, if you could spend an entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
My mother, absolutely, because she's not here anymore, and I would love to spend a full day just having the incredibly fun we had. She was like my best friend. We were very, very connected. We did, I mean, I made a lot of jokes to her, public things, puns, creating stuff. I mean, it was fun, a very funny relationship. So I miss her, and it would be fun to spend some time with her again.
And when you think about her, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
I think when I came out and I told her that I'm gay, she started crying and she was in despair. And I said, oh my God. I said, why are you in despair? I know it's difficult. She said, no, it's not that. I'm just worried for your future in this country because it's not easy to be gay here. I don't care if you're gay or not. It's still, I don't like to be gay in Italy. I said, oh my gosh. We started laughing and laughing. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. And how was growing up as a gay boy back in Italy?
Tough, very, very tough. Because the models you have is there is at the time, I mean, I'm old. I mean, I'm born in 74. So when I came out in the 90s something, it was really difficult because all the models you have in television are all transvestite, and there were not a clear-cut definition between transvestite and transgenderism. So already a big mess. And then the gay man is usually the one that ended killed after a life of desperation and solitude in all movies. So it was not exactly the best positive model you can ever had. So It's quite tough. People at the time was quite homophobic, a lot. So it wasn't, I didn't like it.
And do you think now back in Turin, do you think people there are more open-minded regarding that?
I don't know, because from the moment I left, I never lived there, so I don't know. I mean, I think this is my country now. So all my life is here. My friends are here. I have still friends in Italy, of course. I have connection. I have family members and everything. But I don't like to go back there, so I try to avoid it. Too bad memories.
Right. Ready for another one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next question. Next question for you is, what makes you the saddest?
Oh, what made me in general or in the past? Sorry.
In general, right now, like
general.
Yeah.
I think, this is a very difficult question. There are lots of things that make me feel sad. I think the things that make me feel sad are when I hear friends of mine or people I know, younger, older, I don't care for the age or the sex and everything, they give up their dreams because they have conformed to the normal life, because they don't dare to to chase their dreams, because they don't dare to risk everything. And this is something that really made me feel incredibly sad, incredibly, because I know that they will never be happy. I mean, I can be wrong, I hope for them, but if you give up your dreams, how can you be happy? And then what you do in life if you don't dream? I mean,
that's so true. Tell me something, Andrea. As I can see that you have this positive vibe, you come across a very positive, cheerful person. Do you think you are this way because of your difficult childhood?
I have an amazing childhood, but I don't know how to say, the cost of beautiful things sometimes is very high. I mean, I was in Buenos Aires for 1 year when I was between 4 and 5. I have lots of memories there. I was very young, but I remember everything because I was there
Wow.
without my parents, without my family, without my brother. Because I fell in love with a great uncle, and he wanted to bring me there just for 1 month to meet
Oh,
my grandpas and so parents. And at the end, because there was the dictatorship, I spent 1 year there. I lost my Italian. I was not speaking Italian at all. I didn't remember the faces of my parents. I didn't want to go back. And so it was
wow.
quite traumatic. I was speaking Castellano, as they say, Spanish.
Yeah.
And I think I learned very soon that the cost of beautiful things can be very high. And so I always have little trauma, if you want, of losing someone that I love because of
Mhm.
distances, of moving and everything. And that make me very melancholic because yes, I'm a very happy person, but I have very strong moment of melancholy that I have to face and cope with. And I think it is so I have a beautiful childhood, beautiful memories, but very sad too, because I didn't want to go back from Buenos Aires to Italy. But
Wow.
I mean, my parents want me back, so they were desperate. After 1 year, they have to teach me Italian again. It was quite funny.
Wow. And since you came back, you never got back to Argentina again to visit your family?
No, because then my grandparents passed away, of course, they were very old. And then my favorite aunties and grand uncles moved to Sardinia. So I used to go there to meet and
Wow.
stay with them a lot of time. And then still, I mean, they're still alive, a few of
Wow.
them. And I mean, they're almost in the 90s, and we still have telephone call and everything. And it's amazing.
Wow. Very good. Next question.
Yes, I'm dancing, I'm preparing.
Before the next question, tell me what's the biggest joy of being an artist? What's the biggest joy of it? And the flip side, what do you find most challenging?
Most challenging, I start with the most challenging. Most challenging is to be visible because now we live in a period of time, in an era when everyone is screaming, is shouting through television, cinema, social media. So every time you feel like a drop in the ocean, and being seen is incredibly difficult, incredibly tough. And this is the part of my job that I don't like. That is really, really hard to share your stuff. It's really difficult. And the things that I love more is when I pretend to be someone else and I go to my own exhibition and I listen what people says about my art. I
I
love
love that. I love that. That's so
I,
interesting.
because otherwise people don't tell you what they really think. Because if you present yourself as an artist, so after the vernissage, I always go around, or if I meet people that have my books on the public transportation or whatever, I don't present myself. I sort of say, oh, you really enjoyed the book. Oh, and they told me to this interesting. What do you think about it? And they don't recognize me. So I have a lot of fun. And I discover incredible things that I never know. Once someone made such a beautiful comment about one of my, I think it was an animation, so I don't remember the object, but they noticed something that I didn't realize. You know, when you create something, it's part is unconscious. As this person was able to analyze what I did in such a deep way, in a new way, that for me was unexpected. Then I
Wow.
almost cried. I was so emotional at that point because it was too deep. And so they look at me in a very strange way. I say, no, sorry, I need a moment, but I'm the artist. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, because really it was incredibly deep. And they were shocked. They said, oh my God, you were spying on us. Oh, well, actually, yes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Wow.
I want to know the truth. I mean, yes, otherwise there is no fun. Because sometimes from criticism, you can get better. I say, oh, they didn't get it. Oh, why? Oh, now I understand why. And so then you re-elaborate, recreate, or new stimuli, or new ideas. So it's important to listen.
You know what? You are giving a lot of ideas from the other artists to do the same as you do.
No, it's dangerous. going in disguise in your own exhibition. Oh gosh, it's amazing. Oh, once this, I mean, I did with some of my films, some film festival, and I like to be there and listen to it. Oh, it was amazing. I love it.
By the way, I'm calling you Andrea, but should I call you Asti or Andrea?
Andrea, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Even because I love my name, because here in the United Kingdom, they think that Andrea is a female name. So every time they think, if they don't know me for what I mean, well, you know, when you write email of business, job, or whatever, proposal, they always think I'm a woman. And then I present myself with my beard, my everything, and it's incredibly fun to see. I never say that I'm a male. And I love that my name is androgynous. In different countries, it can be male or female, like in Spain. And I love it because I have two sides, the feminine side, the masculine side, and I'm very comfortable in both of them. So
amazing and interesting, because back in Brazil, Andrea is just a feminine name in Brazil. And it's interesting now, since I've been living in Europe for the last 20 years, nowadays, if someone tells me refer to Andrea, I always think it's a man. Always. It's funny.
Great. It's funny.
I think it's because most of the Italian people I've met, or I connect with somehow, they're Andrea and they are male. I never met an Italian female called Andrea. So I think nowadays, I know back in Brazil, Andrea is just for, I have few friends called Andrea, female, but nowadays, when somebody introduce themselves or talk about someone, I always think it's a man.
No, I have female friends called Andrea from Argentina, from Spain, but I love my name. I will never change it. When I moved here, they asked me if I wanted to change my name, and why, like Andrew, I said, what? No, Steven, no. I'm proud of my name. I like it.
Other fun fact as well, we have two different ways spelling Andrea. Andrea as the way is your name, but also Andrea with I between. Yeah, so no Andrea, but Andrea with I.
I like it, more musical.
I see. Yeah, that's why we...
Brazilian it's live a little bit better.
Yeah. Next question.
Now I pretend to be scared.
Ooh. Right. Next question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would that be and why?
Interesting. I always say that I'm 5 years old guy, a little bit older in expert, but I think if I have to choose an age, 30 something, between 30 and 40. I like that age. It's peculiar because your body is strong, is still growing, I don't know, I love the 30s. My 30s was very, very interesting, so I like them.
Age for you is something that bothers you, or for you is just a matter of life?
Bothers me a lot, because one reason only is not the changing of my body, is the limited time. Because when you're 18, you know that one day you will die, but it looks like completely distant. Then you're 20, 30, 40, then you approach 50, and you say, oh gosh, already all this age, all these years on my back. And so you say, I have to move faster, I have to create more things. It's not that you can create more, but you don't want to waste time.
Yes. With
people that don't deserve you, in situations that you don't want to be in. So you give far more importance to every single second. And I think this is important. So I would like to have the maturity I have now, but stay 30s forever, so I can really travel the world without flying and see everything.
That's what they call wisdom. Yeah. You get older, the wisdom come together as well.
Well, I hope so. Otherwise, gosh.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Okay, next question is, do you have a unique ability that you think no one has or you never met before?
I don't know. I think every one of us is unique, but the abilities are always the same. There are different mix of abilities. Every one of us is a cocktail, but a unique cocktail. But what is inside is like always the same elements, the same ingredients, like an alchemical formula. So I don't know. I don't like to think of myself like something different or special. It's just myself. See.
All right. You are very modest.
It's not. It's difficult when I mean, being different is difficult, and is a weight too. It can be beautiful,
Yeah.
but is a responsibility too. So I take everything very, very seriously when about differences or be different.
What's your star sign, Andrea?
Wait, is Pisces.
March?
Yep.
Wow.
I love that month.
My mom is Pisces as well.
Oh, nice. But I love because you feel in the air the beginning of springtime. And there is one season that I totally hate is winter. I don't like winter. So if I could, I will move around to avoid winter. I will leave from springtime to autumn and back again. Never see snow and cold. I hate cold.
Two questions left. Let's do it. Andrea, before the next question, tell me what was the most difficult part for you to put your book together? Yeah, the Book of Shadows. Tell me what was the most challenging part.
The most challenging part was not the creation, not the editing, not the printing, was presenting everything on Kickstarter, interact with people, presenting everything is an incredible challenge. And I think that was the most difficult part because you have to be clear, you have to be straightforward. And sometimes you are lost in your track in your world. How can you summarize in one sentence or two sentences 3 years of work? So for me, it was incredibly difficult.
Wow. Okay. Next question is: if you could be in somebody's place, in somebody's skin for 24 hours, who that would be and why?
My boyfriend.
That was a quick answer.
Yes, I know immediately. Because I love him. And we have a lot of joke. We joke a lot because I'm shorter, I'm not very tall, and he's incredibly tall. And he's beautifully, beautifully black. And then every time he made jokes about me, my being short and white. And so, as a sign of revenge, I always say, the next life, you will be white and short, and the one with less physical power, and I will be the black, powerful macho man, and then you will see it. It's just that we'll joke a lot about it. But yes, I would like to be in his body. In his body. He's an amazing dancer. I've never had this kind of flexibility. I would like to dance like him for just one day and see how you feel.
Wow. What's the biggest similarity between both of you and the biggest difference?
That both of us are very keen in exploration, and every time we want to know more, do more, creating more, and we challenge ourselves a lot. And the difference is, I think the gap, the generational gap, the cultural gap, because belonging to different cultures, we discovered that when we have to communicate something important, something that is sensible, can be offensive to the other if misunderstood, every one of us has to talk in his own language. Because I speak Italian and English like him, but if I have to say something really, really important, I go in Italian, and I know that he will not misunderstand me. And whenever I have to say something very important to me, he speaks in English, and I get it. So if you speak Italian, I misunderstand him a lot. Like whenever I try to say something deep in English, that you said the contrary of what you want to say.
Amazing, very good. Last question, ready?
The last one?
Last question, let's do it. Ooh.
Let's do it.
Okay, before the last question, I'm gonna ask a tough question for you now. If you could pick only one of your, creation, I'm sure you have a lot that is special, that they mean a lot. There's a story behind, but let's say if you could pick one for some reason, which one would be and why?
This is so easy. The last one. Because every time I create something, I'm attached to the last things I created. As soon as I create a new one, is like the new baby, the new toy. So the old one, it's old. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to see it anymore. So for now, it's the Book of Shadows. In 1 month, 2 months, it will be something else.
See, like that. Good one.
I don't know if it's good or not, but
No, it's cool. I mean, I think actually somebody asked me already on the show. Someone asked, "Willie, which one is your best interview?" And I thought it's so difficult. And for me, I always think it's the last one because it's the last one that it's fresh, something nice, something that I connect with somebody, around the world. That someone who I've learned something. It was a connection that is still here happening. Even after I hang up the call, it's still happening. I'm still thinking about it. I got goosebumps now because it's so powerful. I'm still there. You know what I mean? So I exactly know what you mean. Exactly what.
Oh, I understand.
Last one is, what 3 things do you want to be remembered for?
Oh, I hope to, the only things that I would like to be remembered for is my creations, my babies. I would like for them to keep on living beyond me. And I would like the people keep seeing them or reading them or play with them. I think it's the most important thing, yes.
Wow, very good. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Big thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game.
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Oh, horror. Because it's always an horror to make it too easy to spend, difficult. Oh, no. Money. My dream is to be able to work without even touching money. I want to create and never manage the business part of my job, but unfortunately you have to do it and I hate it. So you say money, I say, no, please give me work, let me work.
One word for family.
Family, happiness.
Love.
Love. Complicity.
Life.
Mystery.
Sex.
Fun.
Fun.
Of course, if you do it properly, yes.
Ooh. Politics.
Politics. Commitment.
Religion.
Trap.
Fear.
A challenge.
Friendship.
Companionship.
Regrets.
I don't have them.
Desire.
I don't want to have them because this is important. So,
okay. Desire.
Oh, my boyfriend.
Ooh. Success.
More opportunities, more possibilities. This is really what I love it whenever a project of mine is successful because opens the door for creating more things, having more power, more opportunities. And this is what I like of success.
Amazing. Wish.
Wish. Oh, Aladdin and the lantern.
Happiness.
Happiness. I think about friendship. Friendship, but with a glass of wine and good food. I have this image. It's not just friendship, but friendship sharing meal.
One word for Italy.
A cage.
One word for England.
Freedom.
One word for artist.
Artist. Again, I think it's creativity, possibilities.
See. And the last one now, the Book of Shadows. One word.
Magic.
Oh. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely boyfriend for a coffee and I'm going to ask him, define Andrea in one positive word and one negative word only. What he would say?
Oh, he's such a pestering guy. He's annoying. No, I would say that he loves my enthusiasm and he hates my melancholy feet. When I have the feet of the blues, I can be very depressed and he hates me like that.
Wow.
Well, it happens. You cannot be always high and in a state of bliss and everything. Sometimes you're blue. It's normal.
It's healthy. Well. I think it's healthy as well to be, that when you kind of deal with it, it's like the balance. That's what I believe.
So I love to try to not to avoid because you cannot avoid, but to face it, to elaborate, to try to discover why you are blue or depressed. and go deep to the roots and solve possibly the problem or cope with it.
That's what I think as well. And sometimes the biggest lesson you've learned and when you are facing those moments.
Oh, absolutely. I think that the difficulties, the challenges, the sorrow, the loss are the things sorrow from a Buddhist point of view I'm a Buddhist, so I think it more a philosophy than a religion. But I think it's really important, the aspect of sorrow. Without sorrow, you cannot grow. It's like a mirror to force you to see the reality of your life and change it. Without sorrow, you cannot change. Without sorrow, you don't have the challenge to go deep in your soul. I always say that the most beautiful moment was the most traumatic for me when I finally accepted to be gay. And be gay was the bliss on a lifetime because it forced me to ask important questions that if you're hetero, you give for granted, like family, children, house, a regular job. Being gay is you're forced to ask yourself, where do you find your happiness? What kind of happiness you want? What kind of family you want? What kind of relationship you want? Polylover, monolover, open, close. You have to define, to create yourself. And usually if you're hetero, you don't ask yourself this kind of question. You're hetero, you have a wife, children. It's like part of the package. And so being forced to ask yourself, what do you want now in life is incredibly empowering.
Andrea, you just made my day right now. I literally never thought about that. I'm so happy you said that because it's so, no, literally I mean it because, it's so true, because, as you said, being a gay guy, gay boy, or, or lesbian, or,
But you are different.
We are different in other people's eyes, society's eye. And it's interesting because, as you said, it's, and like learning, every single day. And it's so true. Amazing. Very good. Let's play now, Andrea, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question.
Yeah, I have a very interesting, what I found interesting question, because I saw many of your interviews and I love them. They are addictive, really, really addictive. And they are very, very deep. I love them, very human. And so I would like to know what you have learned meeting so many people and asking so many personal questions. What do you have learned in all these meetings? What do you take from people you meet? Like wisdom, and you pose very interesting questions, but I would like to know what you have learned. What is the lesson that you have learned in all these years of these fantastical meetings?
Amazing. I love the question. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, the interesting thing about the magic box is about people expressing themselves. Somehow people, they feel safe, they feel open about expressing themselves here on the show. And I feel so lucky that people allow themselves, actually they're open their house for me, because when I say their house is here, they're open their house, they feel safe. So what I've learned so far, Andrea, is all of us, we are very, very different, all of us, but at the same time as well, we are very, very similar. And I'll tell you why. I think all of us here, we are in this world to become a better person, to go after our dreams. It depends, it doesn't matter where you come from, which part of the world, but what I realized is everyone is trying to, to make a life, to make a live somehow, to express themselves, to break barriers, to connect with people, and also to be, that's the most important thing, to become a better person. That's what I've realized, I've learned so far since I started doing the show. And I think that's the most important thing, because, when I started doing the show, I started connect with people and I started just to have the best, and I still have the best. But I started realize that all of us, we are here, to know what I mean, to open people's minds, to to be more understanding somehow, and to share. And people, they do that, sharing their happiness, their challenges, their pain, you know what I mean? So through those journey, that's memories in life, that's how they are connect with people, and let people as well understand that they're not alone out there. There's always someone maybe facing the same journey as us. So I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned so far, doing those, almost 1,000 interviews on the show so far.
I know what you said is really amazing, because we think to be very isolated when we are not. I mean,
No.
we live in different countries, different culture, different ages, but at the end we cry and smile for the same things.
Totally.
And we need to remember it, because otherwise in this way there will be no wars, because you don't go to wars with a friend.
Totally. And watching, as people watch the interviews and seeing that is like a comfort, because they go like, oh my God, I've been to that situation before, or, experienced that happy moment in my life as well. Either way. So I think that's the good part of it, because people, they are connected with other, like in different parts of the world. And I think that's the best joy of it, for sure.
I have a surprise for you, because you are not the only one with a box.
Oh my God!
In this box, wait, that I open it, I have to remove it. There is my deck of tarot. I want to take randomly one card for you and see what happens. I just cut it, and I keep the one that is below, and is the Three of Cups. It is all about celebration with friendship, communion, sharing things. This is the three spirits of nature dancing in the moonlight with all the sparkle of magic, or fireflies, it depends on you. So I think this is really, it's a nice card for you. I think it's good.
I love it. And actually, I just mentioned now that, I'm going to celebrate 1,000 of interviews on the show so far. And that card says everything. It's about celebration. It's about celebrating. And literally, you just left your signature as well in the magic box. You are part of it. Thanks so much for taking the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you. It was absolutely amazing.
But before you go, Andrea, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Oh, it's very, wow, it's difficult. But I think the only things that I would like to say is the things that I say to my nephews is dream, and follow your dream. Never be scared of following them. Whatever the cost you have to pay, in an honest way, of course, and don't cheat to realize it, but dare to follow your dreams, to be what you want it to be. Don't dream it, be it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the interview, and keep in touch. Okay, it was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you to you.
Thank you.
And bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye. Ciao. Good night.
Good night. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.